What's going on YouTube? R2R Moto here, and today we're going to be talking about how to start motovlogging, cheap setups that you can do, or more more expensive setups that you can do. So first off, some things I'm going to assume you have before we start is I'm going to assume one, you have a motorcycle. It's definitely the main thing you're going to need, obviously, a motovlog, motorcycle. So the second thing that you're going to need is you're definitely going to need a laptop. I'm just going to assume right off the bat that you have one of those. If you don't, obviously, to edit videos, there's ways you can get around it by going different places, but they might not have editing software, yada yada, all that stuff. So let's roll the intro and then get into the video. Alright, so let's talk about the first thing that you're going to need to get to start motovlogging. So obviously the first thing that you're going to need is a helmet. Now, there are many different helmets that you can buy. Obviously, if you want to go on the expensive end, more protective end, you can go with Shoei or Arai helmets. If you want to get into this for cheap, more so, and motorcycling in general for cheap, you can definitely go with a Bell helmet, something like the Bell DLX Qualifier, the regular Qualifier. All of those helmets are going to be good helmets to start with. Now, the second thing that you're going to need, and now we're going to start getting to the real nitty-gritty of the things that you're going to need to get into motovlogging, is you're going to need an action camera. Now, with it being 2019, there are many different action cameras you're going to need. And I'm going to mention some, obviously the main brands, but then some you might not have heard of that will definitely do the trick for you. So obviously, right off the bat, you got the GoPro Hero 7. It's the newest model out right now. You got 4K, you got supreme image stabilization. Basically, it is a really good camera. Now, obviously, well, not obviously, but I don't have the GoPro Hero 7. I'm currently still rocking the GoPro Hero 5. At the time of me buying a GoPro, that's what was the highest GoPro. And honestly, for the quality that I'm filming in, it works for me. Now, if you want to go on the cheaper end of it, you can definitely go with the GoPro Hero 4. You can definitely go with the GoPro Hero 3 Plus. Those are two other GoPros that I've still seen some people run in the YouTube space. Now, another action camera that you can go with, might be less known, is the Yi action camera. So the Yi Lite and the Yi 4K Plus are two really good action cameras for the quality. Now, the downside with those two is that they don't have a mic input, and we'll go into that in a little bit because there are ways to remedy that. There's ways you can get around it. My first motovlog, for example, actually wasn't with a mic adapter for the GoPro Hero 5, but like I said, we'll get back into that. And then obviously the other alternatives are the Sony action cameras that a lot of people seem to use. Now, those aren't all the action cameras obviously out there, but those are definitely some on the cheaper end and more high priced end to definitely go into and look at if you're wanting to get into this. So the second thing that you're going to need when you start motovlogging next to the GoPro is you're going to need some way to capture audio. Now, with the GoPro Hero 5, 6, and 7, you're going to need the GoPro's mic adapter. With the Hero 4 and 5, not 4 and 5, but 4 and 3 Plus, I think you also need a mic adapter, but in terms of price, they are drastically different. The GoPro's 5 through 7's mic adapter is 50 bucks, and I think you can find the GoPro Hero 4s on eBay for like $10 used. Now, there are alternatives to this method. You can do what I did in my first motovlog, and you can basically go ahead and use a cheap set of Skull Candy headphones, and you can just wrap those around your helmet so you get the mic inside of your helmet. And then once the mic's inside your helmet, you can run a app on your phone called Video Record Pro. It's a free app. You basically record into it, and then when you're done, you just take your phone out of your pocket and stop the recording. It seemed to work fine for me on my first video. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you can watch that. and see how it sounds for yourself. But it's definitely the cheapest alternative to getting that GoPro mic set up for your ride. Now, after you get the mic set up, you're also going to need a way to mount the GoPro onto your helmet. There are many different ways on that. I'm not going to touch on that in this video because that's something really for more of like a helmet setup video. You can definitely find, if you took GoPro helmet setup on YouTube, you can find all different types of helmet setups and ways to set up your camera. Alright, so you got your GoPro, you got your mic, you got everything all set up, you went out and you recorded your first video. The next thing that you're going to need to have is you're going to need an editing software. And this is your way to edit your motovlog, so it's not just one giant rambling, especially because if you're like me, you mess up multiple times saying things on different takes, and you got to film them multiple times over. So, as per usual with all things, there are many different directions you can go in terms of recording software, not recording software, but editing software, so you can edit your videos. Now, if you have a Mac, obviously you know you have iMovie, and that can get you by. If you want to spend a little bit more money, you can go with Premiere Pro, you can go with Final Cut. Those are some options for you. Now, a program that I actually recently downloaded and started trying out was DaVinci Resolve. Now, if you've never heard of DaVinci Resolve is another editing software which is actually pretty easy to use. They have a lot of tutorials online, and it's all free. Well, not all free. There is a studio version that you can buy, but as far as the actual program itself, you can buy it for free. Just download it from their website, and it doesn't limit you in anything that you need to do to basically get into the starting stages of editing your videos. So just go to DaVinci Resolve's website, go to their download link, and you want to make sure you download DaVinci Resolve 16 or the 16 point, I think 1 or 2 beta, but not the studio version. The studio version is the paid version, the non-studio version is the free version. So you download that, then you put in your clips into the editing software of your choice, then you just edit away, and next you're ready to upload to YouTube. Now, it honestly is as simple as that. Alright, so let's recap everything that you need to start getting into motovlogging. So obviously you're going to need a motorcycle, and you're going to need a laptop to edit your videos, or some type of PC. Next, you're going to need a GoPro or other type of action camera alternative. You're going to need a mic and the mic adapter, depending on if you're using the GoPros or if you're using one of the action camera alternatives. You can get away with using just your phone and Video Record Pro or some other type of free app, plugging right into your phone and doing it that way. Then after you get the way to record your audio, you're obviously going to need a way to actually get the helmet cam to stick onto your helmet, get the action camera to stick onto your helmet, so that you can actually go out and record your videos. And then when you come home, you're going to need your editing software, so that way you can edit your videos, and then you're good to put them on YouTube. Alright, so that was the recap of everything that you're going to need for your motovlogging adventures. If you like the content, hit the like button. If you want to see more in the future, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, see you guys later. Peace.